This could be pretty interesting. It's a laminating machine for laminating people's ID cards. Yeah, I've seen these used. I've never scrapped one out. Zebra, or Zebra, as some of my European friends would say, P330i. Yeah, come on, let's dive in and check it out. All right, that would have been either the blank cards or the ones that have been printed. We got the film here for printing. Huh. All right, let's see here. We got some Torx there. There we go. I tell you, I have absolutely no idea what to expect out of this. That's the film, all the colored material there. Oops. And that's going to come right off of that thing there, so I think we can just pull that out like this. There we go. Let's see here. I'm trying to get the whole box open. I'm not quite sure how we're getting into this. There's no screws there. There's screws along the back part here. Let's see if we have anything underneath of the rubber feet. That's always a good place to look, but it does not appear to be the case here. Oh, interesting. So it looks like the shell just sort of snaps on. There we go. All right, so far interesting, I think. Now we have a LCD screen here. These are pretty classic. You take these prongs and you straighten them out so they line up with the hole. Then you can take your flathead screwdriver and pull the screen off. So you've got a lot of gold E-nickel on this. That's a chip, that's a chip, that's a big old tantalum. I'm going to throw that in with my peripheral high grades because there's a lot of little components on here. All right, let's get this wire out of the way. Oh, there's going to be more of this. And I want to get that ferrite off of there. So that goes in with your small metal, your ferrous bits. And then we have, that's going to be number 3. Very thin little wire in there. All right, now. All right, well, that was easy. It's like it wasn't screwed down or anything. Oops. All right, those are all Torx. Let's see, what size Torx are you? Nope. Nope. I think that's it. That didn't do us any good. There's a board there. I think we'll wait until we get some more stuff out of the way. So they got all these torque bits, and then they have a fillet. And I don't think those came out. I think those may be a different size torques. Let's see here. Yeah, different size torques. And yet we go back to the other size torques. I love it when the engineers get paid to go through as many different size and types of screws as they can. Alright, we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. So we have a little motor right there. And yet another. We've gone through 3 different size Torx bits now. And there's a little tiny C-ring holding that one. So that doesn't want to come out too easily. Some more of this little wire. No, those are not gold. All right, I'll get that little C-ring off there to get the motor off of that. That's the only thing interesting there. You all don't need to see me wrestling with that. There's so many other things to wrestle with here. That looks like that's brass. So that's going to be brass. And that might be brass too. I may have just wasted my time there. Let's see. Yeah, that's brass too. Yeah, right. No worries. Put the wire there. The brass goes down there. Get all the little screws and bits over to one side. Get them out of the way. That would have been a little brush for either dust or for static electricity. I tell you, I'm not overly impressed. I mean, we're getting wire. It's not great wire, but you know, it's wire, but it's like, all right, so we've got, I'm going to cut these ends off and put that in with my number 2 wire. And then these will either be brass or aluminum. There is a board there. We just got to get to it. We just haven't figured out how to get to it yet, but we will. It's what we do. All right, well, there's a low-grade board there. So we have wire on actually a toroid here. So we have a toroid, we have a little transformer there. I'm going to clean that up. You don't need to watch me cut wires and unscrew things. That's not really that interesting. What's interesting is we want to get this board. All right. Wow. Holy moly, I was not expecting that. There's a heat sink. I mean, no kidding. Look at how densely populated all these ICs are on this board. Watch this. We're going to seriously upgrade that board. Pull off a couple of caps that hardly weigh anything at all. And I'm going to throw this in with my telecom boards, because that is just a nice, densely populated array of ICs on there. There isn't much on the back. Let's get this wire off of here. Jumper wire. I am very pleasantly surprised. I was not expecting such a nice board. All right, that's going to go in with our low-grade boards. Now, of course, you can go after the copper here, and this motor if you can sell it as a motor. And those are actually pretty easy to scrap. Let's see if I can get it off of there real easy. I'm sure some of you have seen me do this before. Get that ferrite core out of the middle. This one doesn't want to behave. Anyway, what you do is, once you get the ferrite core out of the middle, you stick a screwdriver through there and then you pull on that and it unspools real nicely. I'll wrestle with that later on. And there's some more brass. Nice chunk of steel. Look at those brass rollers there. And we have another little board down here. Get you out of the way, get this spring out of the way. And that's a Phillips screwdriver down there. Torques. And those are some pretty big torques there. Let's see, we have another Phillips here. Let's see if I can just grab hold of you and turn you like this. All right, we're a little tiny wire there. Yeah, this is called a mangle scrap. It's like when you have no idea how to take something apart and you're just yanking and pulling and hoping that something comes loose. All right, yeah then. Boy, talk about a lot of work for very little gain. We have a couple of ICs here, flat pack oscillators, tantalum capacitors, mid-grade, low peripheral, not much to it. Low peripheral, I think. In fact, we can just guarantee that by doing this. There we go. That'll be low peripheral. That'll be low grade. We don't really have a whole lot left. We have a little board here. It's just a low grade board for things to connect to. So we have a whole bunch of wires on here. These are all just number 3 insulated at my yard. By the way, some of you, if you've been watching in my new location, you may have noticed that we get a lot of sirens. This is not an accident-prone neighborhood. We are right by the main fire station. So we got all the fire trucks and the paramedics trucks. They're all right down the block from me. All right, now that's just going to be going with the low-grade boards. If you were scrapping this, you'd want to get those motors out and that brass wheel. And I'll just got to find a little Allen key and get the keeper screw loosened on this, because that's a nice chunk of brass there. The real takeaway from this scrap is not so much what I got out of this particular machine, but that you never know what's going to be hiding in some of these pieces of electronics. I was not expecting a board of this caliber inside of that. And so I was very pleasantly surprised. So when you get a new piece of scrap, something that you've never done before, it's worth taking the time to hack your way through it, open it up, take a look at what's inside. You might find some hidden gems. And I know where else you can find some hidden gems, and that's in these videos that are popping up here. Lots of cool stuff in there. And the round one in the middle, that's to help you to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode of Shark Scrapper. Have a great day, everybody.